All right, buenos dias, muchachos. Thank you for clicking on the video. And what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how to use the graphing calculator to solve the radical equations, because the PowerPoint is, for lack of a better term, they suck. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're going to go and share our screen, and basically we're going to go to what's our graphing calculator emulator. And basically this is a like this here. There we go. All right, so basically what we have here is a the equation that we're given is x squared minus 4x plus 9. We want the square root of that equals x minus 1. Here it is on the whiteboard. Okay, x squared minus 4x plus 9, square root of that equals x minus 1. Now, some people will try to do, and this is what I wanted to show you, is they're going to put this on two separate equations and then graph this and see where this meets. So we want to click on, so there's the square root of x squared minus 4x plus 9 and this x minus 1. And what we end up happening here, if we trace this, is we can try to see where these meet. And basically, you'll end up with the closest thing to a real number value is x equal to 4, y is equal to 3. And this can be a little bit confusing, but we do want to see where the x and y values are whole numbers, hopefully. Well, but we don't know whether that's true, right? So there's another approach to this that we want to take. And so we're going to go back to this here, and we're going to clear this one out of this, okay? So we're just going to end up with our original, the left-hand side of our equation. And we're going to make this equation here equal to 0. So we're going to end up with the square root of x squared minus 4x plus 9, and we're going to get this to the left-hand side of the equal sign. So I'm going to minus x plus 1, and this is going to be equal to 0. So this is what I'm going to put in my graphing calculator. So let's go back over here, and we're going to go and we're going to work over here to the end of our equation, or our radical expression, and it's going to be minus x, minus x, oh brother, look at this. Okay, let's see if I can fix that. Nope, I can't do it. So let's start over here again. X squared minus 4x plus 9, and that's going to be minus x plus 1. That's what we're going to end up with, okay? Now I want to graph this. So go ahead and hit graph. And now you have a single graph. Now all I have to do is when I trace this, I want to find where it equals 0, right? We go back to this. We want to see where this whole graph is equal to 0. What value of x makes it equal to 0? So we want to find the x value where y is equal to 0. So we're going to use the trace button here, right there, and we're going to go ahead and use our arrow key. And as soon as we see that y is equal to 0, we know that x is equal to 4. So our answer is x equal to 4. So we want to come back over here now, and we can check this by saying 4 squared. So we're going to go back into our original equation, and we're going to say the square root of 4 squared minus 4x plus 9, right? Well, we're going to find out that that's equal to 3, right? 16 minus 16. excuse me, it should be 4 times 4 here, plus 9, square root of 9 is 3, so that's equal to 3. Over here, I've got 4 minus 1, and that's equal to 3. So that's all true, okay? Let's take a look at the next one here. We're not going to play any games. We're just going to get right to it. And this is just going to end up being the square root of 5x plus 6 plus the square root of 3x plus 4 minus 2 equals 0. So we're going to go ahead and come back to our graphing calculator, and we're going to go back to y equals, and we're going to clear all this out. So hit clear here again, and so I'm going to hit second square root 5x plus 6 plus the square root of 3x plus 4, and this is going to be minus 2, and we're going to say the only place it's going to equal 0. So we will now want to graph this. And the only place this meets y equal to 0, let me hit the trace button here. Is negative 1, okay? So we know that negative 1 makes this equation true. So if I plug that in, 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 plus 6 is 1. The square root of 1 is 1, right? So let's put this here. So this will be equal to 1. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. The square root of 1 is 1. So this is 1 plus 1 equals 2. This is a whole nother way of saying 1 plus 1 equals 2. So the most important thing I wanted you to get out of this was working with the graphing calculator. We want to get everything over to one side and then plug that into the graphing calculator. And then just find out where the graph crosses the x-axis, and that'll tell you that y equals 0 there, and that's your answer. All right, guys, so we're going to stop sharing here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.